Brand new segment called Cooking Up a Storm with none other than Jacob Dickey. You are making cashew chicken for us this morning. I'm so excited that this is the day that I ended up filling in.
I know, right? We're celebrating you being back here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
You go back to evenings later.
That's all right, but at least I get to taste some of this food first before going back to evenings.
That's right. We're making cashew chicken today. It's a great recipe that's very easy to make. Really, it comes down to you've got to have chicken, rice, and sauce. And that's what we're going to do today. And there's some really easy shortcuts. You can make this in 20, 30 minutes at home for the whole family here. So I'm going to start and talk about a couple of specific things. First off, we're going to start with the cashews. Without cashew chicken, you got to have that, right? So in my pan, I put a little bit of sesame oil in there, and I'm going to brown about a half cup of cashews in there. Give them a little stir. That's going to let them to become toasted, nice and toasted there. I also use sesame oil. Use whatever oil you've got. So we'll leave those there for about a minute or two. Let's jump over to my rice here. Got it cooking in there. Again, 2 parts water, 1 part rice. So 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice in there.
Right.
Notice how, doesn't it look a little brown?
A little bit.
A little bit.
You brown it up first a little bit?
My secret for that, get some chicken base in there. And this is actually a really great substitute for broth. You know, you used to buy all the broth in the boxes. This one container right here will actually make a whole 5 gallons of broth.
Oh, wow.
Think of the cost savings in that, right?
Yeah.
And so I just put a little tablespoon of that. This rice is starting to boil. It'll boil in a second. And once it does so, then we will stick a lid on that, let it cool for about 20 minutes and just kind of simmer there. Also, the chicken as well. This is my secret for that. I like to use just bare, lightly breaded chicken bites here. Use whatever you've got.
There we go. It's a good shortcut, it looks like.
It is, yeah. So if you want to use raw chicken, you got chicken breasts, you can do that. We'll talk about where that goes in here. And I'm just going to put about a ½ pound in here and bake them in the oven. They're nice and breaded. It's also a very clean chicken, which I like. And it works out really well for a quick meal. You can put a lot of sauces on chicken like this. And you don't have to bread it. None of that breading in your stuff at home. Save a shortcut. We love a good shortcut, don't we?
There we go. I know I do because I need to force myself to cook more often, so I need more shortcuts.
And we're in a really cool time where now it is almost cheaper to cook at home. It used to be eating out was cheaper. You can make so much good food for a lower price at home. I'll put that in there for 20 minutes. This also is just starting to boil, so I'm going to put my lid on that and simmer that rice there. It'll take about 20 minutes for it to become. You leave this lid on there, it's going to steam in there and cook that rice all the way through. So by the time we come back later in the show, that's going to be ready. Check out my cashews, frothing a little bit, bubbling up there, getting nice and toasted. You can see them browning a little bit. Do
you want to keep stirring those?
A little bit, because if you can you smell it at all?
I can.
Waft
it smells actually really good.
Oh man, it's gonna be delicious here. That's gonna be a perfect way. I'm just gonna get rid of these for now here, and they'll have a chance to cook a little bit more.
So that's about 5 minutes in the pan.
It's only gonna take about 1 to 2 minutes. You just lightly toast them there. Much longer than that, I find that they brown a little too quick. We just want to lightly toast them. All right, I also want to talk about the sauce. Let's do the sauce real quick here. So I've got my water, 3 tablespoons of water, and cornstarch is a really great way to thicken a sauce. So if you're ever trying to thicken something, you can use a little cornstarch and it will mix pretty well in there. And we will give that a stir. That's kind of my slurry, you say. It almost looks like a white milk, but that sauce is going to cook, and when I add that to the heat, the cornstarch is going to react and help to thicken a little bit. I also put just a little bit of brown sugar in there, and then coming up here in a minute, I'll wait for the break for that. We've got some tamari sauce we're going to add to that. We're also going to add some fish sauce and some oyster sauce to it, and then I also have a little bit more oil to it, and we'll let that sit there, and we'll add that to the pan once we've got everything going. I think I got enough time here, 30 seconds.
Gotta put those veggies in too.
A little bit of leftover oil. I'm gonna simmer my veggies in that oil. And I like to use broccoli and carrots in there. And I like to get florets out of them. And just set this to the side for me. What I'll do is maybe just add a little bit more oil there. We're going to cook these just a little bit here. And when I add my other ingredients to the sauce, once this is cooked, I combine the sauce, I add the chicken, I put the cashews on it. And so we're going to let these steam and cook nicely in the pan there. And that will be the next step. You'll hear back from me coming up in a little bit, won't you?
All right, yeah,
and
we're going to
ready to eat too,
let you keep working. Oh, I'm already hungry. We'll let you keep working, and Adam and I will put it to the test. Still to come here on the morning show, though, two Illini are trying to prove. Coming up on the morning show, we're going to return to Cooking Up a Storm. Let's check in with Jacob right now to see how it's going.
Hey, Karina, I just pulled out the chicken. I've also got the sauce made here, and my vegetables are just about done. So we're going to combine all of that. Get ready to serve it. Have some cashew chicken for you. That'll be coming up in just a bit.
Cooking up a storm. Jacob, you were not lying. This meal was pretty fast to throw together.
Yeah, it's almost ready here. And can you smell it too?
It smells delicious.
Yeah,
already.
very good here. So what we got is I added my chicken and the sauce into the pan here. And as you can see in there, that sauce, remember that cornstarch?
Right.
That thickens it up. And so you can see how that sauce is thickened in there for the nice shot of the day. It's ready to go for the most part. I'm just missing a couple of things here, and we're going to get to that here in right now. First off, remember those cashews I toasted?
Yep.
Well, we're going to dump them on in there, nice half cup of them. The second thing I like to add is some green onions or some scallions. They're the same thing. You can see right here, I took the green part only. So if you look at the scallion there, here we go, where's the camera? This is the whole thing, whole green onion. Take just the green part, and then I quartered it there. And so these have been washed, and I'm going to add some of those in there. That's probably good enough there. Kind of eyeball it, what you're looking at. We'll give it a stir and let that do some marinating real quick. Also, the rice. Remember the rice that we had going, Karina?
Yeah, and I love this thing. You just told me about this little convenient steamer
yeah, it
thing
just
here.
steams it underneath there. I stuck it on there, didn't have to touch it. I pulled it up about 3 minutes ago and fluffed the rice with a fork.
Looks
and it's
perfect.
ready to go. And the nice thing is, with that chicken base that I added in there, it still looks white. You can't tell the difference, but it adds just a little more flavor to your rice, a little bit more seasoning there. You can also season it however you want in there, but easy way to make rice. 2 parts water, 1 part rice. About 20 minutes, you boil the water with both in there, and then you get the rice covered. Let it sit. It'll take care of itself and be ready to cook.
Who needs a rice cooker, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
easy.
You can do it really easy yourself. I used to be like, I need a rice cooker, but
Not so much.
pretty simple right there. You ready to start serving things, putting things together?
Let's do it.
All
I think we got to invite Adam in too to taste test this. I see him
Adam's over here
eyeballing
waiting in the wings.
it.
He'll be in a second. I know he's got his fork ready. Let's get a little bit of rice on there.
All right.
How hungry are you this morning? You've been up
I
early.
am starving. It's been a while since I was on this shift. I forgot how hungry you get
Well,
around
let's give
this
you a little
hour.
extra rice then for yours there, and probably Adam's going to steal some of that too. We got the rice served there. I got to make one, and it'll be nice and fluffy. It's steamed and hot, and that rice is going to soak up some of that extra sauce here as well. So we got my chicken. I'm going to use a ladle. I found that to be the easiest way to get some of that in here. And you can see when you top it on there, all of the cashew looks great. Some people tend to think cashew chicken has to have a little bit more broth to it. Sometimes you get at the restaurant that. Whatever you want. If you want a little more broth, use some less chicken stock there. Have a little more vegetables in there. And doesn't that just look so good?
So good.
Yeah, and super easy. We made it in less than an hour. If someone at home watching, you could go to the store, get these ingredients, and have them ready here.
You only got to wash 1 pot in 1 pan after
One
you're done
pot,
with
one
this.
pan, few utensils. That's what I got a dishwasher for. Reminder about the sauce. You're seeing it on the screen. The 4 primary drivers of the flavor. We've got oyster sauce, fish sauce, soy sauce, and tamari sauce. We add a little oil with that, some cornstarch, brown sugar, and a little bit of water. And that's giving us a nice, delicious sauce on that. Okay, here comes Adam. He's coming on in. Adam's going to go for a bite here.
You go first, Adam.
Take a bite out here, Adam.
Do it.
And Karina, you need a bite too, right?
Let's
Here's
do
your
it.
fork. I've got a fork as well. I'll bring this.
right.
Yeah, here you go. You can hold that.
I'll take this one.
Adam's blowing it off. He's letting it cool. I don't want to burn
It's fresh.
Yeah, I always burn my mouth because it's so delicious and there's
All
so
right.
much flavor in there.
Let's see here.
There it is. There it is, right? Okay, Karina's going for her bite here.
I'm trying to get the perfect mixture. Get, every vegetable, rice, some chicken here. There we go.
Now, some things you can do if you want to use like chicken breast that's diced at home, start that before your vegetables. Put that in, let it sear in the oil for a little while and cook. Add your carrots and then add your broccoli. The carrots need a little extra time to cook, but then you got that nice finished pan here for some cashew chicken.
Delicious. Tastes like it took way longer than it did to make this dish.
Oh, wow. Got some good flavor in there. Okay, recipe. You want to get that recipe in your hands on?
Yeah, so now that we're going to be doing this at 9 a.m. every Tuesday, where are people going to be able
Every
to find
other
these?
Tuesday.
Other Tuesday.
Other Tuesday, yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll get it in twice a month. I'm going to have the recipes posted on my Facebook page, so if you want to head to the Facebook page, you can do that. And then also visit WCIA.com/cookingupastorm. We relaunched it. We were on CI Living. We brought it to the morning show, so all my old recipes from CI Living are still there. But then we'll add recipes like this to the mix. We'll do some good eating during the 9 a.m. hour. You're going to be coming back Tuesday.
I think
at
so.
9 a.m., right?
I think Adam's going to be happy too that it moved from CI Living to the 9 a.m.
Yeah,
show.
for sure. That helps a lot.
All right, coming up on the morning show, we're going to have your morning rush headlines. Stick with us. We're going to be busy finishing this dish here.
You're going to be eating at the desk, aren't you?